Hi everyone and welcome to another ProElliott-WAVE.com video analysis. This one will cover the Dow, S&P, the gold, and the US dollar index for November 13th, 2013. Let's get started with the legal aspects. This site and services are for education purposes only. Investing in securities, forex, and futures markets carries a high degree of risk, and you can lose all your investment money. All opinions expressed and the data provided herein are subject to change without notice. The services offered by us may not be suitable for all investors. The material is not intended to provide and should not be construed as providing individual financial, investment, tax, legal, and accounting advice. You should consult your professional advisors prior to acting on the basis of the information herein. For further information, please contact us immediately. Um, let's take a look at some of the key events coming up in the next couple of days. Tonight, we're going to have some Eurozone news coming out from 1 o'clock to about 1:30ish Pacific time. And as tomorrow morning, before the U.S. market starts, you're going to have the unemployment claims at 5:30 Pacific time. Take a look at our site for further details of this economic calendar and check your local time listings to know exactly what time these events will happen. And as usual, be very careful trading during these times as everything does get exaggerated. You saw an example of it last week. And good luck. Let's get started. We're going to start with the US 30 um, for the Dow futures and take a look at where we are off of these very lows of 2009. I believe we started a 1-2 and going right up. We're in the midst of our third wave here. I believe we're in the midst of the third wave, and we completed the 3 and here, and we're in a triangulated shape to the 4. Now this can very easily have been an ABC to a 4, and we're on our first leg up for the fifth wave. Let's go in and zoom in. I like this triangulated count, A, B, C, D. I don't think the markets know exactly where we're going. We are testing these highs as we go, and we might even come all the way up here before we come down as an expanding diagonal, expanding triangle. But that remains to be seen. If we get an extreme push up here, this might have been it, and we are working on our third wave, and then we will correct down. So for now, let's zoom in to the 4 and see what's happening here. I believe we had an ABC that's terminating into a smaller ABC to this D. Whether this D is finished or not remains to be seen. This could very easily be an 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending triangle or an impulse. All of those are yet to be determined. But I like some of these levels because they work off of our triangle, and you see this trend line basically coming off from the B line, meeting the A line that we had a couple of days ago or last week, and then up here. Let's look at the hourly to see a better breakdown of where we are right now. So I believe we formed an A to a B, and this was a nice bullish or impulsive move up to the D. Whether this becomes a 1, 2, and then A, B, C to a 3, 4, and an ending diagonal pattern remains to be seen. Um, we don't have enough facts or information at this point to say which count is completely valid. Let's move on to the S&P. Let's zoom out to the weekly. This was the 15 minutes of it, but here I believe we're in this We're in this very bullish run up to the third again. I believe the count is similar to what we have with the Dow. So we're building a third of this 1, 2, 3, 4, starting from the same place as this. A little bit of a different count, just an alternative view of taking a look at these things because these work very similar hand in hand with the Dow, I believe. But there is a variation of this count going on that you see here versus the other one. And in this one, I believe we are in our ending diagonal of that third, of the fifth wave of the third, and we have made a 1, 2, A, B, C to a 3, and we'll see how that works. Now, whether this, some people have this as an ending diagonal here, and this is a starting move up as a 1, coming down to 2 going up. We'll wait out to see which one is more correct and how the investors react at each one of these levels. Going in and zooming in to see recent activity, A to an A, B, C down, and then again, this could very well the same story as the Dow, where this could be a 1, 2 to a 3, 4. But these have been very bullish runs up, so we might be going much higher if you have to see how this terminates and what is the action and what are some of the key levels broken. So if some of these levels get broken to the downside, especially like 1740, I believe that is the big key to see whether we've completed the 3 and we're moving down to the 4 or not. Otherwise, this bullish run can continue for a while. Let's move on to the gold, and let's zoom out to the weekly. You can take a look at all these charts in our chart analysis and study them further. I believe that we have a 1, 2, 3, and we're working on the 4 from this very high, all-time high of the gold, and this 4 is shaping out to be an A, B, C, I believe. This very well could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to an A and then a B and a C. However, I don't think that's the pattern because just some laws of equality between these waves. Wave 1 to 2 was very short, and we already have a very elongated 2 compared to that. It's almost twice as big. So I believe somewhere around here we're going to finish the end of 2. Now this is a key point that we should not penetrate. The 1032 is a sacred level. From there, our count changes, and we need to make adjustments. Right now, based on the count that we have as well, you should keep an eye out on 1180.40. As this goes below it, this is no longer a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it would be something similar to what I was talking about, where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to an A. So zooming in to the daily, you see this action sideways as investors have found some sort of support in these levels, and I believe we're completing a 2 here, and I actually like to think that our 2 was made and we're testing a 1, 2. Now this level has to hold, 1251 has to hold, otherwise this count is no longer valid. But you see a nice sharp move off of this 2 right now, breaking all this trend lines. So if I draw a trend line, and you see why some of this action has been happening. So that trend line, I didn't draw it that well, but I believe you can see what I'm talking about. Oops, now I'm messing up all the charts. But if you connect these lines, you'll see that we've broken straight out of this. Let's move on to the hourly, and I think you can see it better. This is the trend line I'm talking about, and this is a very sharp move out of this. I believe we're heading up, and I believe if you look at our 15 minutes, we're almost finishing in 1 here in a diagonal, leading diagonal pattern. So if this is the end of one, we have to wait and see. This might have been just a one, two, three, four, and we might even go further on a one. Um, if any time we break this strongly, this count is invalid, obviously. So take a look at it. I believe we're going to retrace back to somewhere between the 50 to the 78% of this, and then move back up. So anywhere between 1274 to 1266 is a good way to get back in. However, with a tight stop at these levels, otherwise this does not count anymore. Let's move on to the US dollar. US dollar, I believe, is right now one of the trickiest ones to take a look at. Actually, I'm going to pause the video. I actually analyzed at DX, and I believe we were coming off of this fifth wave. Again, very much like the Swissy, that if you take a look at our other video, we formed a 1 in a leading diagonal pattern, and now we're doing an A, B, C, D down. And I believe we were at about 61.8, which we broke through. However, if you look in and zoom in, we're more rising very nicely off of this lows, and we've penetrated through these levels. Um, we're testing them right now, but I believe we've made a 1, 2, and again, look for retracements to the 50% to the 78% mark. And anytime below this count obviously is invalid, and we have not completed our 2 or A, B, C to a 2. And let's zoom in and take a look at some of these levels even more. I believe we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could easily be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. All of these wave counts do change constantly as action provides more information for us. It's a great roadmap. Again, keep your eyes open. Take a look at some of the other videos. Take a look at some of our charts and analyze it for yourselves. If you are interested in having dialogue as far as different wave counts that you might see as well, we're interested to take a look. This is a learning experience for everybody, and we should all share information to further our techniques. So best of luck, and I wish you guys good luck and good fortunes for the rest of the week, and I will talk to you guys at the end of the week. Do join us at our trading room, and look forward to hearing from you.